my weight losses. Let's talk about it. All right, guys. So I've lost over 80 pounds 5 separate times. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, but 5 times. And before you think that's impressive, it's not. It means I've gained back the weight 4 separate times. And if you're somebody who has had a challenge with plateaus or feels like you constantly are restarting, this video is for you. Nobody in fitness ever talks about regaining the weight. Nobody talks about the negative aspects of fitness. Nobody in fitness talks about regaining the weight. Nobody in fitness talks about losing motivation, losing dedication, not wanting to do the things that you want to do. Nobody talks about feeling embarrassed, starting over quietly. Oftentimes, we celebrate the before and after without talking about the in-between stages. So let me tell you the truth about the in-between stages. The first time I lost weight, I did it in the extreme, like most people do. All in, no balance, just go, 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 go. And that makes you hit a wall. It was all discipline, and it worked for a little bit until it didn't. Life happened, stress happened, emotions, ADHD, emotions happened, and I'm gonna be honest, complacency hit oftentimes. I would get focused on a new goal that wasn't fitness related and totally push all of my gains to the wayside. And slowly I would regain the weight back. So the second time I did it, I thought maybe this time will be different. Maybe this time will be smarter. I still obsessed over the results, still focused on the end goal instead of the journey, and still was chasing the feeling of arriving to my goal rather than the journey. I lost all of the weight again, but again, with not doing the proper work and the mental aspect, I gained it all back again. And by the third time, I started to realize that it wasn't about the end goal. The problem wasn't my diet. It wasn't my workouts. It wasn't my diet. The problem wasn't my willpower. It was my relationship with my emotions and my relationship with the process. I would let emotions overtake me, whether it be depression or sadness, and mitigate all of the great work that I had done prior. Just like everyone, I loved the results, but I hated the journey. And I needed to build that prospect or that feeling of loving the journey as I was in it, rather than end goal or end result. Because if you love the journey, you'll stay on it after the end goal is achieved, rather than just trying to get the end goal. The end goal is great if you achieve it once, but if you love the journey, then you're redoing and continuing those habits that got you there in the first place. And to be honest, you can't sustain something that you secretly resent or hate. So if you are hating the process, or if you're miserable going through the process, right? Once you reach that goal, you're not going to continue to do it because you don't love the process. So you're not building those habits to continue on that lifestyle change past your end goal. That's why diets are finite. They don't necessarily work. You may be building up the habits for a small time period, but you're building resentment towards those habits until you reach that goal. Then what do? Automatically go back to what you were doing. So the fourth and fifth times of the workouts and the weight loss is where everything changed. And it's not because the workouts changed. It's not because I found some magic workout. It's not because I accidentally became superhuman, but it's because I stopped training for the finish line, and started enjoying the everyday work that was being put in. And then also on top of that, I paired that with starting to train my mind, and take mental reps every single day towards building my love of the process. Your mind is a muscle, just like your actual muscles, your heart, everything else. And just like when you do cardio, you're strengthening your heart muscle. When you do mental reps, you're strengthening your mind. So you got to take those aspects towards strengthening and changing your thought processes about diet, about exercise, about lifestyle, to really get that holistic change for the future. I realized that if I don't build a mindset that values every rep values the journey, a mindset that values discipline, and one that learns to sit with discomfort and delay instant gratification towards what you want. That process and that mind can regulate the emotions towards a positive impact and result. I can always rebuild my body, but with the without changing my mindset, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't change anything. I'll always revert back to baseline or homeostasis, which would have been, if I didn't change my thinking and my thought process, a higher weight, about 250 to 285. Most people are thinking about it, I'm trying to lose weight. I had to formulate my thought process and my thinking towards becoming the type of person who doesn't emotionally eat under stress or use alcohol or food as a masking agent for emotional issues or stress, to feel a certain way. Doesn't get discouraged or quit when progress slows or becomes stagnant, and just stays on the journey. I need to become the person who doesn't celebrate the results and then coast after attaining them. And I needed to become the person who doesn't just rely on motivation. Motivation wanes, dedication stays with you. Those are all mental skills, and mental skills can be trained. Just like squats, just like deadlifts, just like bench press. It's a muscle, you can train it. You don't feel, you don't feel disciplined, you don't feel motivated, you can practice it. Force yourself to do it even though you're not feeling it, right? Even if you force yourself to go in for 20 minutes, that's more than you would have done it because you weren't feeling it, right? Force yourself to do the things despite of the emotion that you're feeling because you know that that's what's good for you and that's what you need to do. So if you're watching this and you've lost weight and gained it back, started over more times than you can count in fitness or in a certain goal, felt ashamed walking back into the gym after reverting back, or felt like you should know better by now, I get it. 100%. I get it. I'm not talking at you. I'm just trying to inform you. I am you. Just a few chapters ahead of the journey. But I was in your spot. I've been in that spot. And I know what it feels like. In no means and by no way am I here because I was perfect. Just the opposite of that. I've failed more times than I can think, and I've learned from those. And I just want to share what I've learned so that maybe I can help somebody start off at a further along spot on the journey than I started off. I'm here because I failed publicly and I failed privately, and chose to learn instead of quit, right? I chose to learn through the process and be able to formulate what I've learned so that I can help out you guys. 5 resets has taught me it's not about losing the weight. It's about emotional regulation. It's about changing up your mindset. It's about building an identity. It's about process attachment. And it's about sustainable discipline. It's about building these muscles and these processes in your brain so that you can sustain whatever lifestyle you want to have. If that's being a workaholic and making a lot of money, great. If that's staying active and staying fit, great. But you're not going to build the lifestyle that you want if you have different frame of thinking than what's needed to get you there. And that's what I coach now, right? So not crash transformations, but transformations that survives real life. Transformations that survive a breakup or a job loss or a death in the family. Something that rocks you to your emotional core. Normally, we make decisions based off of what we feel at the time. Well, I try and build the thought process of knowing what we feel, noting it, but understanding there may be a different thing that we need to do that we don't feel like doing. But by noting those emotions and being able to recognize them and pushing past them, then you're building discipline and mental fortitude. This channel isn't about fake hype, it's about honest training. It's about mental strength, mental training, mental reps, identity change, real garage gym work, and real just work, real setbacks, failures. I'll show all of my setbacks and failures, and real comebacks. You know, working your way back from that setback or that failure and learning from it. If you want quick fixes, this is not your channel, and I'm not your person. Because the only way that you get things in life is really through hard work. You, or at least normally. I mean, usually it's blessings, but you know, hard work is a blessing. If you want long-term change, you're in the right place. We're gonna build it over time, and we're gonna work on our mental aspects of things along with our physical aspects. So, if you've ever had to start over, comment down below. No judgment, no shame, just honesty. And if you want to build something that lasts this time, hit subscribe. Hit subscribe. We're not chasing motivation, we're building discipline. And this time, we're not starting over, we're starting differently. Reframe your thinking, reframe your thought process, and we'll change things this time. Remember, it's a great day to have a great day. Have a great week, guys. And hasta la vista. Till next week.